Hi, my name's Russman, and these are my records. Van Halen, 1984. Released on January 9th, 1984. Van Halen's sixth album and the last album to feature the original lineup. David Lee Roth left the band the following year, and when they reunited and recorded a new album in 2012, Michael Anthony was no longer in the band. So this really marked the end of an era. It became one of their biggest albums, one of the biggest records of the 80s, over 10 million copies sold. You can see the front cover there, the picture of the cherub angel with some smokes. You have the band's name in the Roman typecast with the black on the red and the white shadow, and then the Roman numeral for 1984, very mythical looking. The cover art was created by a graphic artist by the name of Margot Zafer-Nehas. Margot is a graphic artist from Sacramento, California. The band wanted her to create a cover featuring 4 chrome dancing girls. Margot didn't want to do that. She declined. However, she had a portfolio. Her husband took the portfolio to the band. They flipped through it. They saw this picture and they said, "Hey, is that available?" Yes, it was. And there it is, the cover art. Now the model, the kid on there, that is Carter Helm. He's the son of one of Margot's best friends, and I guess they were hanging out one time. She took a picture of him eating candy cigarettes. Then she painted it to give it that cherub angel kind of spin. And this is the actual picture right here. Margot shared it online. This is Carter Helm eating candy cigarettes. She took this picture from that. She painted the 1984 album cover. Very cool to see that. And here's actually a picture of Margot with the album cover. I think this is sort of a recent picture, so it was taken sometime after the cover was created. And this is sort of a typical image of a cherub angel. That kind of thing, you know, leaning on his hand, and then the Van Halen spin with the cigarettes. That just gave it that little more cool factor, right? Now the back cover, here's the front you see. Now the back cover was interesting, unusual. You flip it over and it's upside down. Yeah, usually, you know, you flip it over and there's whatever, the back cover is there. But this one, for some reason, I still actually haven't found an explanation for it. But this is how it was. You get the record and you flip it like that. There, you get the photographs of the band. Another interesting element of the back cover, no song titles. Nowhere, no song titles. There's, of course, the name of the album, 1984, and like the futuristic typeface there, the green. Now you can see also on the back cover there, produced by Ted Templeman, engineered by Don Landy, longtime producer and engineer for Van Halen. Now also you can see manufactured and distributed by WEA Music of Canada Limited. They have their address, 1810 Birchmount Road, Scarborough, Ontario. It's called the Sinram plant, and they manufactured records, tapes, CDs from 1979 again to 2014 when the plant moved to Toronto. Also available on cassette, and yes, I do. I have the cassette. Pretty similar, the smaller picture though. You flip it over and the back is right side up there, and they of course have all the song titles, something that you would definitely see on a cassette. Inside the tape, band credits basically, fan club, merchandising, and then the technical aspects of the tape, but that's the cassette. Also down here by the barcode, there's the Warner Brothers logo, and then up in the top left corner of the back, there's the white maple leaf, exclusive to the Canadian release, of course, to indicate printed in Canada, but the vinyl is a different story. Pretty typical, very standard Warner Brothers record label. In the runout, there's the matrix number, and there's also the letters JW. Now JW stands for Jacksonville Warner, and what that means is the record was pressed, it was etched, the vinyl, at the Winchester pressing plant in Jacksonville, Florida. There were 3 Winchester pressing plants at the time, one in Scranton, Virginia, Jacksonville, Florida, and in Los Angeles. For the Virginia one, it would be WW, and it would be LW if the record was printed at the Los Angeles plant. Now here is the mysterious inner sleeve. What on earth are those? I spent years wondering, what are those? What do you think? Now, when I first bought this record, I was 12 years old. The arms race was in the news, the Cold War at that time, and I, for some reason, thought those were nuclear warheads, maybe, right? Van Halen was taking a political stance and putting a bunch of nuclear warheads. No, but then maybe, you know, I thought those might be hair dryers, right? You could see those, somebody putting their head under that, but no, those are not hair dryers or nuclear warheads. Those are Par 64 stage lights. Yes, not hooked up, of course. Looks like they're packed up and ready for shipment. This is what the lights look like when they're in use, right? Pretty clever. Now also, if you look closely, the photographer is a gentleman by the name of Raul Vega. If you look closely there at that one right there, you can see the photographer right there taking the picture. You can also get a look at the scene. It appears to be outside, kind of hard to tell, but it might be maybe a warehouse or a soundstage area. Those could be headlights even from some trucks. Of course, you have all the credits down there, the crew, the fan club, the management, the record company. Now, this album took about a year to record, and that was unusual for Van Halen. Usually they took a couple of weeks and bam, the record was recorded. But this one, however, was the first time that they used Eddie Van Halen's home studio, 5150. It was just being built basically as this record was being recorded. So as a result, they got to take their time and get things just right. Now, every Van Halen record kind of sounds a little different. They're Van Halen, of course, they're the same, but the production is a little different on each record if you listen to them really closely. And on this one, Eddie's guitar sounds a little brighter than usual. He's always had more of a meaty kind of heavy guitar sound, but on this record, there's a little bit more of a bright crunch to it. And that really added to the splash and I think the sort of sonics of the record to give it more of a big production sound. Now, of course, the synthesizers were a big deal. It was the first time Van Halen had really relied on synthesizers to carry a song. Jump, of course, just a huge, huge mega hit. But also, I'll Wait on side 2, all synthesizers plus a bass synthesizer to give it that thump, thump kind of sound, something that you'd never really heard on a Van Halen record before. And David Lee Roth even, his vocals kind of have a different tinge to them, a different taste, especially in I'll Wait. It's not quite the same as Jump. It's more of a studio reverb kind of sound to it. The drums sound much bigger on this record too. They had the chance to really take the time and get Alex's drum sound right, big and thumpy, you know, Panama, the beginning there, Hot for Teacher, the beginning there. You can't mistake Alex Van Halen, and on this record, he's really kicking things up a notch. Of course, the big singles, Jump, Panama, Hot for Teacher, and what many, I think I would have to be included, consider one of Van Halen's best songs, Drop Dead Legs. Just a wicked song, great guitar song, the vocals, the lyrics are great, the drums, everything sounds awesome, and the song ends in probably one of Eddie's best guitar solos since Eruption, the Drop Dead Legs solo, just awesome. Van Halen at their finest. Top Jimmy, another underrated Van Halen song, and a true tale, literally. Top Jimmy and his Rhythm Pigs, they were an actual band in Hollywood, California. David Lee Roth loved them, wrote a song about them. Now also on side 2, a couple of album tracks, if you will, Girl Gone Bad and House of Pain. Now Girl Gone Bad was actually written in a closet, believe it or not. Eddie Van Halen, I guess they were in a hotel, he and his wife Valerie Bertinelli. She was asleep. He came up with the idea for this guitar riff and he didn't want to wake her up, so he went into the closet and he recorded it, and the song came from there. And also House of Pain, that one's actually an old song that dates back to 1977 on Van Halen's original demo tape. You can look it up on YouTube and listen to House of Pain. They revisited it for the 1984 record, sort of updated it a little bit, and those two, a couple of Van Halen's lesser known tracks. This was a big record for me, the first record I ever bought with my own money. I was 12 years old in 1984. I got some money for my birthday and went and bought 1984. Now, I also became a huge Van Halen fan, grew my hair like Eddie Van Halen, bought all their records, picked up the guitar within a year, and saw them live a few times. Not with David Lee Roth, of course, until later, but I saw a couple of Sammy tours in the 90s, the 04 tour, and then 07 and 2012 with the David Lee Roth reunion. The shirt comes from the 2007 tour. Also, because they were, you know, the first favorite band, first record, I did get this a while back. And definitely a great way to start a record collection, Van Halen, 1984.